Boys, this is RLWS, Rocket League Workshop Showmatches Week 2. We're playing with the format a little bit still, but we've got the same thing as last week. 2v2s on volleyball, first to 10. We're going to add a win by 2 rule. We're changing the ball physics back to regular. See how that feels. And we are playing still a best of 5 for $40 cash. We've got the reigning champs from last week, Taha and Tybu, both ranked X, B, maybe even B+ grinders out here on the sticks, taking on newcomers, Night Sky and RadConnvict. Both pretty solid. We'll see what they got. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking?
Are they that solid? Taha looking incredibly great the last time that we had this happen, but the rules are completely changed, and that's the beauty of this, right? It's brand new formats. It's really exploring and finding the best way to make this happen, which is always the coolest thing about when you release a new event like you have. That being said, they looked really good, Tybu and Taha both. It's definitely going to be a tough challenge. But overall, I think they have a shot. I don't think there's anybody that doubts that, especially when the rules are changing so frequently. So really an opportunity here. It's just, can they connect with it?
Yeah, for sure. I talked to Rad and Knight earlier before the game started, and they seem to be practicing, and they seem to have a little tricks up their sleeves. So we'll see what happens here.
Hell yeah, I was actually hopping in running some volleyball a couple nights ago. They're not bad. They're not bad. So I'm excited. I think with the new win by 2 rule, we're not going to see a quick shutout here. I think they're going to be able to take a game or so. We will see. My money's still on the returning champs just based on their 6-man status. But hey, we're always rooting for the underdog at the same time. So I'm going to hop in and spectate. We're all in the game so we can all spectate our own. I'm just going to leave it probably on the director cam. And I'm going to go ahead and let them know, we ready.
Let's join in.
Taha
you know
what? Tybu, go blue team.
There you go.
I'm going to go ahead and make myself invisible because I'm ugly and you guys want a better view.
Invisible is always better. Also, with Taha and Tybu, I have inside knowledge that they take their shirts off and really get into the vibe. And I think that helped them last week, you know, because it's like beach volleyball and they want to get into that zone, right? And the rumors have it that that's what they do to really get in the zone. It worked for them last week. Maybe it works again. But again, new rule set, and we're underway with game number 1. And I really like the fact that it's win by 2 now because we saw so many close matchups last time. And whose name did I call out to begin things? It's Taha, making it 1-0.
Yeah, it seems like a little mistouch here for Rad as he smacks it off the post there. And he did hit it twice, so either way, it would have been a goal. But
True.
A little bit of mistouch there. We'll see what happens. See if they can rebound back.
There we go. I didn't get myself invisible in time, so I had to tab out there for a second. But here we are. Quick second goal for the good old orange team. I mean, blue team. I told them to go blue, but I have them on the scoreboard as orange. That's going to be a little quick. Just watch and learn, right? You guys aren't going to see what's happening on my stream because this is absolutely scuffed. But I will quickly do a little switcheroo on the teams, and now they don't fit because they're too big.
Scuffed is the stuff, dude.
All I gotta do is make the FOB thing a little bit smaller, and we're good to go. There it is. It doesn't look perfect up there, but it's good enough. And we did miss a scoring opportunity here. Taha popping it up high. Night Sky getting a hit. Was that Night Sky or was that Rad? Either way, he smacked it down. Accidentally own goaled it there. We did have light ball physics in week 1, so the ball floated up. It was a little easier to clear. We thought, hey, maybe let's try regular for this one. We're still in the guinea pig stages, and it's looking like it's definitely harder to clear the ball.
I like the challenge, and I also like the feel of it as well, because you know, the physics go a long way. It's also going to favor those who have great mechanics in the regular Rocket League scene anyway, so not necessarily in you know, volleyball specifically. If you're a better player, if you have the mechanics, it will give you a slight advantage. I don't know if it gives you too much of one, but it's still really good to see a bigger challenge because I like to see some struggle in some of the players in here. Make them work for it, you know?
For sure. And there's another example right there on that play. That was a 3rd touch, so they had to let it sit down. We are imposing a 3-touch limit as well. Going a little bit more structured towards traditional volleyball just to try it out. It's definitely appearing a little bit harder, though. We'll see if these guys can make an adjustment or if it's going to continue to go in Tybu and Taha's favor. It's a best of 5 as well. What was that?
So,
I missed it.
Tybu with the spike here.
Oh, yeah.
This is looking really lopsided here, but you never know. It's a long game. It's only halfway through.
Yeah, one of the big things was that play off the back wall. I don't know if you remember that from last week, Furnace, but that back wall down to corner where it's a little bit awkward and definitely different than the regular pitch was a big play. So I'm really intrigued to see if they stick with that same strategy here, learning from last week, and it really does favor the team that was there. Does that count? That's the third touch right there. It'll hit the post, and finally, that's the monkey off the back, right? Because you haven't scored yet. 5-1, maybe a turn in momentum here.
For sure, and right here in the corner, you see the ball was fully, I don't know, grayed out there, but it does have to be within those lines you see on the ground, so it didn't score yet, but it did hit that 3-touch limit. That's how it goes. Night Sky and Rad getting on the board, and I like how you said that. This is definitely going to be a game of momentum. I could see yourself, or at least I would get a little bit discouraged if it were goal after goal after goal. Oh. Right there. He's trying not to follow up his own touch. As the new format suggests, an unfortunate bounce there. It didn't really roll up. It didn't really roll towards the teammate either.
Yeah, we didn't talk anything about rotation as well, which is actually a thing here with the 2v2, and it's a little bit different here. When you have to, whenever you touch it, you should be going the opposite side of the field because it's natural in your thought process to just go across, the sand all the way across the field, right, in order to make it land. So it almost has to be second nature that you're ready to go across whenever you make a touch. Don't become a spectator. Instead, jump into the play, right? In my opinion, that's the better way to approach this. Oh, a chance. There it is, Night Sky. Able to get to it 6-2 now. So Tybu almost got that touch, but it left it right into the hands of Knight, and that's a great play.
Tybu was a little bit of...
Couldn't quite get to it. Yeah.
No, you're good. We were going to say the same thing. He just kind of screwed up there a little bit, and that's what we're going to continue seeing is it doesn't really matter how good you are at the main game. This is a fundamentally different thing. It's weird trying to keep the ball off the ground, and you're seeing some of the most skilled players that we've had on my stream ever, period, still messing up.
Yeah.
There's 3, yes.
And that was a prime example, yeah, of how that happens, right? Because Rad went after Tybu, even though they planned this out perfectly. That play off the wall to set up Tybu was there, but it just didn't quite get over the net, and so you kind of have to accept defeat at that point and let it hit the ground.
And I bet that is the worst feeling in the world.
Oh yeah, can't imagine.
Oh, the fake kickoff, right off the wall, missing. Night Sky gets it over, but it's gonna get spiked down. That's the word I'm looking for. Taha and Tybu, they're still doing this like they were doing it last week. They're sitting on that middle wall, jumping back and arrowing down to spike into it. And, if you're in the right place, it is deadly. It's just hard to get there in time.
Yeah, speed has always been a key for any Rocket League mode. Well, hold on, that glitched. Oh,
a little rubber banding? I'm not sure. Yeah. I saw it.
A whole lot of it, it seemed like. Either way, a couple touches. Tom,
and that's 3.
That was 3.
Doesn't even matter. He missed.
And you have to win by 2 now, which makes it interesting, right? Because Taha and Tybu, clearly the better team, and I would argue that for both matches so far. But at the same time, when you have to win by 2, if it's close, they're going to have to battle through it, So there's really no time that you can fall asleep in this series.
Yeah, for sure. Especially whenever it's a volleyball mode instead of the real mode. And like you said, this is completely different skill than, rotation on a threes match or even on the pitch in general. This is a completely different environment. So we're going to see.
Unfortunate touch. They were going for the aerial pass play. At least that's what I'm assuming here. You see, yeah, Rad missed or wasn't there quite. Night Sky pops up and Rad just kind of flies by it here. Unfortunate.
And couldn't quite connect on that too, and Taha made it awkward for him. Went for that corner touch, and that's what we're talking about when we said. I know you had mentioned you want to do volleyball for a few weeks in a row just to see that kind of develop, and so the players that won last week and keep going with it have learned something from the previous week and continue to practice it as Taha strikes yet again. And by the way, that's 6 goals from Taha. He's been an absolute difference maker in this one.
And this one is match point for game 1. We're going to see if Rad and Night Sky have a second win here, but it's not looking too good for them.
and Rad kind of just failed to pop it up high enough over that mid invisible wall there. It's not invisible. You can see it. The fake net. We all know what I'm talking about.
Indeed. Some back wall action here from Rad. He'll try to, oh, the teammate not quite able to get to it. So Knight wanted to get a pop, but Tybu credited with that one. He didn't do a whole lot except for maybe the tip off there, but he'll take it nonetheless. And that's game one. It'll go to Taha and Tybu, and doing a great job to try to defend their title so far. It's been pretty decisive.
I'm going to go ahead and make myself borderless so that I can tab out a little bit easier, but regardless, we're going to go ahead and reset everything here. We're going to go into game 2. Oh, see, the sound, I tab out, you can still see, but the sound does...
It pops away a little
here,
bit.
But we're going to update the scoreboard here. Blue team getting the first win, like we saw. I'm also going to resize some things in my overlays real quick. So bear with me here, boys. That's a first goal for Tybu. Scoring early, 13 seconds in. We're seeing a lot of mistakes here. See, like, Night Sky was poised. He was in the right position, but just an awkward little touch.
Yeah, that was the third touch, but like Rad instinctually was trying to set it up off the net to get it to a teammate there. So I like the idea. It's just the execution for the Night Sky slash RadCon combination here hasn't quite been where they want it to be. Another goal here from Taha, as if he hadn't had enough goals throughout the course of the night. I think that's his 10th goal. That's insane.
Yeah, for sure. Just a little bit of miscommunication here for Rad and Knight, and it honestly just falls into a goal. And we're going to see if Rad and Knight can make some adjustments here.
Tybu left for Taha. Back to Tybu to clear it, but he couldn't get to it. And so there you go. A closer matchup than we had to begin game number 1. Now game number 2. It's only a 1-goal game here. It was the right idea from the blue side as well. It is definitely more challenging, I think, is the notes we're going to take from these settings here.
For sure, but we're also seeing the games are a little bit slower. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You're going to have to work a little bit harder to... Well, are you? I don't know. Just trying to... It's harder to clear the ball. More mistakes, but it's also slower.
To tie this one up early.
Off the back wall, like we were saying, he's starting to pick up on what the other team is doing against him and using it in reverse, or turning it against him, right? I'm liking it.
And it seems like this meta might not stick around way too long if teams are able to pick up on it. Like, Nice Guy just had a perfect play right there. But
and reading it.
And it will fall into a Tybu score here. As Tybu just gets a perfect touch right off that corner wall. It makes it very hard to read for Knight.
Yeah, that bounce was difficult. That's that corner and how difficult it can be to. And the one thing that I've learned as a caster for, professional teams in general is that good teams will find a way to strike back directly. And there you go. So maybe both teams are really good because both of them have had an answer really quickly.
That was perfect timing there.
Was that the corner wall? I think it was. That's going to be a continued piece of information that everyone's going to have to use to their advantage. If you smack it into that corner wall, the reads, no one's used to them. You're used to the perpendicular walls. No one has a corner wall. No maps do, right?
Yep.
It's just very, very odd. Even right there.
There it shows again. Taha getting it over and making Rad make an awkward touch here. And Nice Guy just can't read the corner.
Such a tough corner to read too, because when it touches, it's very unpredictable. Think about it as, if it hits off the post, when we talk about soccer, if you will, right? The typical mode that you see in Rocket League for competitive scene. Like, imagine it hits the post. You don't know if it's going to go all the way across. It's very hard to make that read. Is it doable? Yes, and I think that's been the difference in this one where Taha and Tybu are just a little bit better at reading it, but overall, it's that tough of a read where it hits that. You don't know how high it's going to bounce. You don't know if it's going to bounce all the way across the box, right? It's so unpredictable that you can't really do much with it.
Yeah, for sure. We see another mistake here as Taha and Tybu are coming alive here in this game too. And it is not looking good for Rad and Nice Guy. They just need to make some more adjustments. I've been saying that, but I mean, it's just going to come down to...
Have you sent them a DM about it? Come on. Not doing enough. We're seeing another 6-3 scoreline midway through the game, though. That's interesting.
And Nice Guy with the score.
That's crazy to me. Because it does feel like that. So I'll definitely back you up here, J-Nick, where it seems like, to me, that it's been domination from Taha and Tybu, and yet it's a 2-goal game. And it's a win-by-2 scenario. So imagine one more goal goes in from Nice Guy in RadCon, and then we're talking about it completely differently. So I think they've been doing a great job to try to keep it there. It'll keep its way up, and now leave it for a teammate. That's a smart move, but they miss. No! Oh, that was the chance to bring it within 1. And in a high-pressure situation, just can't do it. Just can't do it.
As it just takes a perfect bounce, and then Nice Guy just a little over it.
He was already fast aerialing to where he thought it was going to be, but it bounced out further. Just a slight miscommunication there. You could see RadCon wanted to go for the ball, but realized, oh crap, I already hit it. No following up my own touch. It's definitely a restricting rule change, and not sure if I'm going to go with it for week 3, but it's what we're doing now, and these players are going to have to adjust, or it's going to be rough.
We might see another sweep here from Taha and Tybu.
Looking that way for sure. Especially when that one just found its way down casually. And you have to kind of step up your game, focus up a little bit. It is a high-pressure situation, yes. But it's your time to shine. We'll see it. That's a great kickoff, by the way. But Tybu going to keep it up. Now off the side wall as well. Taha will try to play it back down. What velocity he had on that shot. Going to put them in an awkward spot. And you're right, J-Nick. It's just one goal. I'll say goal. But 1 point away from, forcing a reverse sweep from their opponents. That's incredible. They've been owning this RLWS.
It's tough there, too, because he was in the right spot and just doesn't pop it right. He barely touched it, and with the regular ball physics, it just doesn't move anywhere, and Taha's going to go ahead and drop that one down. 10-4. Another pretty solid victory. RadConnvict in the chat. You can't see it very much on my stream because of the logo we've got going on, but he said regain. And we are moving into game number 3. Best of 5. Taha and Tybu go up 2-0. Reset everything here.
Yep.
Very
to
much
that
so.
0-0 scroll. A quick strike is important here. Yeah, it is important in this game number 3. If you don't want to see a sweep really quickly, for them to get the point. Oh, what a save there. What a dig. And Rad will be able to get over the net. And those are the kind of plays you need right now.
Nice Guy going to pop it up. Might get it over. I think he wanted to pass to Rad, and it will be a spike from Tybu. The velocity on that, he was just ready for it. And there's not much you can do there for Rad and Nice Guy there.
Incredible placement. Incredible placement there. Found the front of the net, and nobody was able to kind of get to that front. And although you read them super well, it doesn't matter because of how quickly they're able to get to these opportunities and shut them down. Taha will work this one over the net. They try to keep it up. Again, that same spot, man. It's so hard to read. It's so hard.
It is. And we have a quick 2-goal lead here. Not even 30 seconds in, and this one's not looking pretty, boys.
I've been in that position, though, even when I'm just screwing around playing these matches offline. The ball gets behind you way easier than you would think, and you really just can't back up and make a good hit. And Rad just getting out of position. Taha, another decent placement here. Seems like if you're able to smack it down with any amount of force, it's just hard to cover the distance of the field. It's a big volleyball field, right? Twos definitely keeps it interesting.
Yeah, and you'll hear me until I'm blue in the face talk about the corners and how they're different than regular play and how it can throw you off so quickly. Although a 3-0 lead to start things off, and Taha and Tybu again get off to that start where you're like, well, they're unbeatable, right? And then you blink, and then it's 3-1, so only a 2-goal difference here, so pretty close still.
Yep, we've had 4 goals here in 36 seconds. I don't think we've seen that yet so far in our 2 weeks and the six games we've played so far, so this could go either way, really and truly. And an own goal it seems like there was some miscommunication here for Taha and Tybu.
So one of the things I pointed out in week 1 when we did this last week to start things off and really kick things off was the fact that I alluded to the team that's going to be the more creative team is the team that's going to win because it's a different map and you have to explore, right? And so if you're more creative, you probably have a better chance. Well, they tried to get creative there and they failed. And it'll happen,
and
right? And that's why they win series. Again, yeah, exactly. So exploring. So now it's high game, but am I nervous for them? Not really. But that's a good sign here for Night Sky.
Let them have a win. They have tied this game back up. And hey, you know, there's a lot of mistakes, but there's been a lot of mistakes on their side too. Maybe it's just karma coming back around circle, making it full circle. Whatever the saying is, Tybu's coming back with a big kickoff. Night Sky, another good clear.
And another
own goal. Now, is it on purpose?
Could they?
Dare I say? Or are we just seeing some unfortunate hits? He did come from the ceiling. That's a tough angle, and unfortunately doesn't clear the net. I'm going to take that back. How dare I insult anyone on this field like that?
How dare you question
Who hired this caster? What an embarrassment.
Dude. Who made this channel? Whoa,
God, back and forth.
Back?
Have the last 4 scores, or is it only 3 been own goals? I think it's been 4.
I think it's been 4 because the missed serve.
Technically own goals. Now, we could also consider these forced errors. We will never stop commemorating these guys for how hard these are. No, own goals? Okay, never mind.
And I'm always the professional caster that comes in and but yeah, no, that was own goals. For days.
Can you get it over there?
A chance?
Rad with the
awkward angles, awkward pops.
And Taha and Tybu have retaken the lead just like that. Momentum can swing instantly at any moment.
I get what he's trying to do.
If he would have connected that too,
yeah, that would have been perfect, right? It was almost like a doink while also like trying to be mechanically sound where you can get up to it. And for those of you watching, it seemed like an easy mistake until you're out there on the sand like me and you were in a 1v1 scenario, Furnace. It is so hard. But regardless, it's tied. This game continues to go back and forth.
And Nice Guy and Rad are not going away easily for this last game here, for this potential last game for the sweep.
Very.
But could we see a reverse sweep on our hands? I don't know. I have faith.
I just want to see one
kickoff there.
More creativity, which has not done them very many favors in the past. But it might here. A good touch. Rad a chance to keep it up. He does. And maybe a touch to get it across. Taha on the wall.
Oh my!
And them.
Historic moment as we see Taha and Tybu down in a game. I'm not sure if we saw it in week 1, but we definitely haven't seen it in the first 2 games here today in week 2.
That was Rad and Nice Guy have their first lead of the series. Sorry, Bear, go right ahead.
All good. That was pure just willpower because they've been struggling to try and keep up with this pair. As understandably so, right? They're the defending champions. But to see them in action, and the comms must have been on point, the way that they went back and forth with that one. And again, the comms there, but it touches one too many times. They should let it hit the ground here.
Yeah, they're going to.
Oh, that's so unfortunate because they were so close again.
And here we go again, back and forth.
Yeah.
6-6.
Are we going to see a game push past 10 goals first to 10, but there is a win by 2 as of this week. I want to see it. I want to see a 17-19.
Listen, I love my boy Taha, but I have to see a game go against him. Especially if he wants to hold on to this title as well. I think there's a chance for a comeback, and sure enough, there's a goal, and they're going to take the lead back to 7-6. But it's really like I want to see my boy learn, right? Because he's been constantly stomping people here at volleyball. I want to see him really be challenged, and I think this is the first game that I've really felt like it may not be their game.
And can we talk about Rad's positioning there? I mean, he was perfect for the block there.
Perfectly placed.
As Tybu sends one right back. But it just doesn't have the same effect as Rad's did. And they have a good... And with another block, and this one finds the ground. And we are right back to being tied. 7-7.
Not
shit.
shocked by any means.
It's a good thing that my overlay doesn't show the Discord message that just popped up. No, it's not bad, but it would be a leak that we need to wait until the Twitter thing hits the feed from FOB's org. Apparently, we're dropping the announcement now. That'll be interesting to talk about following these games, but 7-7 going back and forth. Radcon, Night Sky making a run for their money. And of course, there is real money online, $40 in the prize pool. I see some people feed. You're asking in chat, do you have to be a content creator to play in one of these right now? Yes, but as things grow, man, we could have multiple different games going on. A higher level, bubble players only, semi-pros, maybe real pros. Then we got a content creator one. Then we got the general public. You never know.
The open qualifier, the open tournament, if you will. That'd be cool. I think
we can turn it into a whole circuit with bigger prize pools, and that is, of course, the goal down the road, but we're just getting started. But Feed, I see your interest. It is marked down.
Oh, we talk about interest, and now I've just been on the FOB Twitter.
Did they drop it?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
It's,
but you alluded to it. Now I'm just staring at it. So.
Oh no, they did 1 minute ago. Okay, they dropped it.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay.
We'll talk about it.
So did Taha. Taha dropped it as well.
Taha does drop it down. Potential match point here. Not a potential. It is a 1st to 10 win by 2. If they score this 10th goal, that will be winning by 2. The pressure's on. Can Night Sky and RadConnvict save themselves? Bring it back, potentially even get a win.
How they keep it up like that? They're so talented. That's one touch. They have one left. As that one's off the corner, he needs to pop it past. He does, but Tybu reads it. It's down, and they win another swing. Oh my! These two are something special.
Very, very tough. He had the hit; it was going over, but Tybu just knows how to play that middle wall, and he's going to continue to get better at it. Beautiful, beautiful positioning. Massive GGs, 10-6, 10-4, 10-8, if I'm not mistaken. You can always go back into the VOD. Wow. Some good games. That's all I gotta say. What are you guys feeling?
I think this is the biggest challenge that they've had, surprisingly, considering we had an SSL hoops player, an SSL in general in Jamaican Coconut and Liquor Bagels. So seeing this game go to 10-8 is a very interesting scoreline here.
It was.
Yeah, well, technically the scorelines were closer in week 1, but with the different formatting, it did feel really, really close this week. Things slowed down a little bit, and some of it I really like. Some of it I think I'm probably going to change. Obviously, guys, everyone who's listening or eventually sees this, these are a work in progress, but hopefully this is super fun. Great games. Taha and Tybu holding on to that crown, taking home the $40 prize pool. Bearlight, J-Nick, anything else you guys want to say?
I was just super excited.
Has left the server.
Shocked that, I'm shocked that both games were that close, and it makes me look forward to situations that I want to see, like Tri-House hit us back so that we can get you embarrassed on stream. Because you know this guy would absolutely jump into this stream and be so confident, like, yeah, I'm so great at hoops, man. Like, I'm gonna do great. And then to see Taha and Tybu destroy him would be one of my favorite moments. But overall, I think it was a close match. For me, it was a close matchup in this one. And if they're this close every single time, it's gonna make for some excitement, some great content.
J-Nick, anything from you, man?
Other than we saw some dominating games from Tybu and Taha here in game 1 and 2, but other than that, they are very beatable with this new format. Like you said, you're going to change some things, but with this new format, with the 3-touch rule, if that's going to still be in place, even with the win by 2, I think they could drop some games and maybe even get dethroned here in the future.
I agree. And I already have confirmed that next week we're going to implement a second match and try to kind of separate the higher level players, the bubble level players, the ranked B+, the 6-man grinders, with the content creators like myself who, are going to get shit stomped every week.
Pretty much.
So we're going to have at least 2 matches next week, and we're going to see how that works. That's already confirmed and something that I'm going to be doing. And we have brought in a very, very, very strong matchup for Taha and Tybu, assuming that they can still play. Maybe you guys recognize them, maybe not. Bearlight, Ian and Panda.
No, both of them, actually. And I think
Yeah.
it will be another
They
close
are
one for
hoops
sure.
grinders. They win a lot of the ranked hoops tournaments.
Oh, I've been in
sure you've been
content creator
involved.
streams where they've absolutely destroyed me.
They're
from
very,
hands
very
down.
good.
Like,
So
off
we're
the
going to
tip
see.
off,
We're
so
going to see.
creative.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we know we've got,
Oh, yeah.
I know we have at least one half of the content creator side of it. We've got D Nidums, who was in chat, and Communist Cowboy.
Hey.
Cowboy, the maker of tons of amazing workshop maps. Those guys are going to team up for the
What's
undercard.
up, boys? That'll be good, yeah.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
we're going to call it main card, undercard. I don't know. We're going to figure that one out, but exciting stuff moving forward, and we'll play with the formatting a little bit. Probably take a little bit from week 1, week 2. Mush it together, see how we're feeling. Yeah, that's something to look forward to. Next week, we'll have the graphic out and everything. Follow along on Twitter and in my Discord. And just really any of my socials will be super cute and cuddly and all that stuff. We also got Bearlight and J-Nick, who I don't have your socials
yeah.
on
Oh,
a command.
good.
But you guys can
You have a
type in
pen.
chat and you guys can...
You have a pen ready? I'm just kidding. I'll type it in for you, bro. I got you. But I appreciate you having me in as always, though, dude. It's always been a pleasure coming in here and being able to cast something that's brand new. It's something that I've been dying to do, and I love the fact that you brought me in on this. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you for
man.
having me here for week 2. Hoping I can get some more. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the future has in store for RLWS.
In week 2, we had the defending champions come in here with a mission to prove to keep themselves on top of the RLWS, and they were successful tonight. Taha and Tybu keeping their title tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Good night.